Guys, how we doing? I'm Ryan Mack. Welcome back to Trading, guys. I've been away for 2 weeks, hence I haven't done the fundamentals. I was away running expeditions to the second highest volcano in Indonesia, Mount Rinjani, excuse me, and Gili Trawangan Island for a bit of R&R. I was running it with Jimmy Noreen and Ollie Ollerton from SAS Who Dares Wins. Absolutely phenomenal trip. It was amazing. I've got another one coming up the end of August, 22nd to the 30th. So, moving forward, there's some things that I'm going to do to optimize my daily life when it comes to, excuse me, guys. My mouth's bloody watering. I'm starving. I haven't had breakfast yet. When it comes to optimization of my daily life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bin off doing live trading sessions. They're just fucking pointless. Nobody ever turns up. And for context, whenever I'm going to do them, like, I don't just jump on and do them. I always prepare first. So I look through all the fundamentals, I look through all the charts, see what we've got, then I jump on, and no one ever fucking turns up to them, so it's completely pointless. I mean, Big Brian, sorry if you're listening, mate. Obviously not you. You're always on them. And the odd time there's one or two others, but it's a very, very rare occasion, guys. It's only ever Big Brian that comes up to pretty much every one of them. So it's fucking pointless. However, what I will do is, if anyone ever wants help, like, Ryan, can you jump on and do a live with me? I will 100%, jump on and do a live here. So I'm not essentially saying I'm going to fuck you all off. Not at all. I will gladly help any of you, but just reach out to me and say if you want it, because for me sitting here and going through stuff when I've got like 4 companies, I've got tons of shit I need to do. And even although I never thought the expedition company would take off, I never even tried to make it a company, but these expeditions have just absolutely fucking exploded, and it's because the experience itself on them is just out of this world, even the people that complain on the mountain part, in fact, I would go as far as saying especially the people who complain on the mountain part, like, oh, how long have we got left, my feet are killing me, I've got blisters, my knees are sore, blah blah blah. By the time we finish the mountain, those are the guys who get the most out of the experience. Every one of them, the minute their pain goes away, they're like, you know what? Fucking hell, that was incredible. I can't believe I managed to push myself and, enjoy this experience with you guys and blah, blah, blah. And everyone said it changed their life. No bullshit. I've got the full reviews of people literally saying, this fucking experience has completely changed my outlook on life, So, yeah, after the trek, we went across to Gili Trawangan Island for a bit of relaxation, R&R, and I just had like some, that kind of me time, if that's what you want to call it, on the beach by yourself, complete fucking silence, and you just go through things in your mind, like, how's life going now? What can you do to make it better? Is there anything that I should cut off? Is there anything that I should implement and add to my life, And it was just stuff like the live tradings. It just wastes so much of my fucking time. So I'm just going to bin them off, guys, okay? My main focus for this next part of the year is the PAM account. I really need to get that up. If you guys are clients on the PAM account, it's just been a fucking brutal year for it, We are starting to see some moves now coming up and playing out, so that's fine. What I might even do is if it's on things like gold, silver, copper, which give you good moves, instead of just trading them on the weekly time frame, guys, what I might start doing is just trading them on the hourly time frame as well, because they give you big moves, right? Currencies I won't. I'm just going to hold off and continue to do what I do in currencies and just wait for those weekly time frames. I know it's been a fucking boring and shit year. I feel that the most. Bear in mind, trading is my bread and butter. It's how I pay bills. I've barely touched fuck all this year. Obviously, I'm in a position where I don't have to rely on this money to pay my bills and stuff. I'm okay, I'm comfortable. And that's actually a good position to be in when you are trading other people's funds, by the way, because if I was in a position where I was actually skint and I need to trade to pay bills, it then forces me to take stupid fucking trades which aren't there and just chase money, and when you start falling into that trap, you then actually start to lose money, okay? So it's fortunate I'm in a position that I don't need to worry about this to pay bills. However, this is, this is the money from trading that I would add to the pot, which covers my entire life. So, yeah, bear in mind there is no one, excuse me, there is no one here who wants to fucking get trades under their belt more than me, guys. I promise you that. I'm not being a lazy bastard. I'm just sticking to my rules. All right. There's nothing as of yet. We're going to cover it in this video anyway. We've got a lot to cover. Oh, there we go. We've got a lot to cover today because I've got 2 weeks to look through. So let's just crack on and go on with it, okay? AUD, China, and NZD. I'm just going to go back 2 weeks, and I'm just going to fly through this, guys. I don't want to be taking up all your fucking time, all right? Right, what we've got, this is fine. AUD, good, bullish. Oh, that's NZD, bullish. Trade balance. Let's have a look. It's actually a little bit bearish. It just came in better than expected. But, I mean, in saying that, even though it's less, it's still a surplus, so that's quite good. CPI year on year has decreased. Now, when CPI decreases, when we're looking to cut rates and we see stuff like CPI, etc., decreasing, that's quite a good thing. Because it means when things start coming down, manufacturing, PMI, and all these things start coming down, yes, there's the point of view where you're like, well, that's not good. That's true. But you have to put it into context. We're looking, we're in the market cycle of coming down, right? We want to start cutting rates because rates and everything are too high. You can't cut rates if everything keeps growing. So when things are coming down, that can actually be a positive at times, because it then means that everything is coming down in line with inflation coming down and rate cuts and so on, which is a positive thing, right? And then later on, it will obviously start climbing again in the market up cycle, and then things will start growing, inflation will get higher, and blah, 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 okay? So, what's this? Let's have a look. NZD 46.3, confidence, private sector, manufacturing PMI, China has increased, but it's still below 50. This is increased on non-manufacturing PMI has increased. China, that's good. Good news for AUD. Building has increased. Manufacturing PMI has increased. It's above 50. So things are getting stronger, looking a little bit better. But of course, we don't just take one piece of news. We monitor the overall. Right? Let's have a look. Let's see what it's looking at here. Is it choppy? Is it growing? Let's see, it's pretty stagnant, right? Let's have a look here. Yeah, pretty shit. AUD weak cakes and services is dropping. Okay, one more. Cash rate. So there's been no rate cut. Okay, there was suspected. They forecasted a rate cut, but they've actually held rates. Okay, so it hasn't dropped enough for them to cut rates as of yet. Official rate same. NZD hasn't cut rates. CPI year on year has increased. PPI year on year has decreased. Okay, so that is, yeah, this is up to speed. Okay. So again, for me, I mean, when I say NZD is weak, it's kind of floppy. You know, I'm going to keep it in neutral, NZD, because you're getting some good numbers, but overall, it's just not a strong economy, all right? It's a bit rangy, so I'm just going to keep it in neutral. AUD, let's have a look. I would say in the long term, it's kind of weak, but in the short term, it's showing some good numbers, right? So you do need context. If you're day trading, I would say that AUD is strong just now. If you are swing trading, I would say it's weak, and you would be waiting for it to rise up, hit specific areas, and then start melting again. So, yeah, I would still. It's a tough one. I would. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in AUD as weak. but remember that's for the overall large time frame. It will be strong now. Okay, I would say AUD will be strong just now if you're maybe scalping or if you're day trading, etc. Okay, guys, bear that in mind. In fact, let's have a look and see what these guys are saying as well, because these guys do it on a weekly basis. Yeah, range look neutral, see? So that again ties in with short term being look bullish, but then overall very bearish, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So that's quite good insight there because it was in alignment with my kind of way of thinking. Yeah, I'd be happy to move that across to neutral because it's been weak for a while, but it's showing good numbers. So yeah, let's just put it in neutral, even for the excuse me, even for the long time scale, right? I'd be happy to put it in neutral for now. Moving on, we have got CAD. Bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish. Well, when I say bearish, it's only because it's dropped down, but it is in line with forecasts. Okay, so we need to keep that in, take that into consideration as well. Bearish. Okay, next. Bearish, bearish, bullish. Yeah, that's pretty much it. CAD again for me. I would say it's still weak. It was in neutral previously. I'm going to put it in weak. I'm going to move it across from neutral to weak. I just don't see CAD strong at all. And oil's pretty shit. And remember we got that boost, right, with the Iranian war. But it was very short-lived, right? It was shit. I don't even know if I'm going to bother with CHF. What have we got? Let's have a look. Yeah, CHF is just tradable. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time. CHF is just tradable based on risk on and risk off sentiment, right? I'm going to have a look later and see if we are in risk on and risk off. I would say we're probably still edging on risk off, but I wouldn't quote me on that because I've been away for 2 weeks. I haven't really been up to speed with it. All right, so obviously I haven't been able to monitor how the Iranian war and stuff if it's still kicking off, has it calmed down, because I've literally been in the jungle and then on a tropical island, you know, so I haven't kept up to speed with the news. I will get up to speed today and tomorrow though and see where we are. But let's go back, look at the euro. Okay. Bearish, 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 bullish, bearish, 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 bullish, bullish. Nice, that's pretty shit. However, one good thing about, look, we've got what's the kind of the main role for the central bank that we care about is inflation, i.e. central bank rates down to 2%. The euro has pretty much achieved that without any major, you know, without any major backlash and anything negative really happening, which is quite good. You know, what I mean by that is there's no market crashes. You know, the euro hasn't crashed. So all these coming down, yes, they're negative. However, they could also, with context, be seen as a positive because they've successfully brought inflation down to the 2% mark, which is fucking fantastic. And all of these are trying to get down there as well, okay? So this will potentially start rising at some point, and these will start coming down, okay? So it's just a point to note. Bearish, 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 bullish, 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 bearish, 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 bullish, bearish. That's fine. That's fine. Sticky. They're good numbers. Bearish, 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 bullish, bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish. Okay, so we're starting to see some decent numbers. Numbers are starting to go back up. German industrial production. bullish, bullish, bullish. Let's have a look at let's have a look at the Eurozone here. There you go. Yep. So why is this gaining strength? It's gaining strength previously here. That's because they are successfully getting inflation down without any market crashes, which is seen as fantastic, right? So that's why context in the markets are so important. Now, we need to monitor it a bit, excuse me, and see what happens. These are, of course, very interesting areas, all right? So we need to see what happens here. I suspect it could still come up to around about this area, guys, so we could still be looking for buys. Of course, for entering buys, I know you wouldn't enter a buy on here, but we're waiting for the euro to pull back, retest and reject here or here, and then pull back up, right? Dollar. Dollar index is interesting. It's a key area. It's below the 200 EMA for the first time since, fucking hell, 2022. So let's see what it does. It'll be interesting to see if it comes back up and rejects and goes, or breaks up, boom, and then goes. Right, we need to really see what's happening there. Pound, let's have a quick look at the pound while we're on indexes. It's a key area to potentially melt or break through, retest, and go. And it's now, excuse me, it's now above the 200 EMA. So let's see what it does. I mean, it could do this. Look, this is above it, right? It could just retest and go, break away. But let's keep an open mind. I don't really have a bias on that, okay? What currency is this? Euro. So I am going to move euro from previously I had it in neutral, right? I'm actually going to now move it across to strong because we're seeing some solid numbers. We've got inflation back down to 2%, so we should start to see some strength kicking in. This is more of a preemptive positioning, okay? Preempting where I see the markets going. Euro is good for now. Yes, the numbers, I don't want to confuse anyone. The numbers have all been predominantly bearish. I fully understand that. You can now see, look, they are starting to grow. We're starting to get stronger numbers. And like I said, excuse me, the Eurozone is beautifully down at the inflation rate of around 2%, which is fucking fantastic. Okay, that's a really strong point. Moving on. Let's see what we've got for the pound. Okay. Bearish but growing, bullish and growing. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish. Bullish because it's grown. Just not quite as much as they thought, but it has grown, so that's actually bullish, not bearish. Bearish, bullish, bearish, but growing. Okay, next. Okay, we've got this week coming up. Okay. Nothing really to report home about. I'm going to keep pound at neutral for now. If we have a look, look, we're in a key point, so it's neutral. Potentially, we're going to get resistance here, and it's going to pull back to either this area here, which I don't think, or down about here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's just mark that up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's see, or, you know, it could bang, 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 bang. Okay, it can go either way. I am remaining open. Where are we now? Let's see. GPY, almost finished. After this, we've got USD, and then I'm going to cover potential trades. Average cash earnings year on year. Bearish. Bullish. 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 Bearish, bullish. No, sorry, let's go back. So Japanese yen showing a little bit of strength there. Let's see the rest of the week's bullish, 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 Sorry, well, it's dropped, but it's higher than forecast, so that gives you a bullish reaction. Bearish, neutral, and bearish. Bullish, not as good as what they thought, but it's still bullish. It's previously -1, now it's 0.5. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish, bullish. And we've covered that. I would still. The Japanese yen's still shit, guys. Let's have a look on the index. It's still shit. Look, excuse me. So yeah, we could either see it pushing down here for weakness, or it has to then reject here. I'm gonna zoom in. Hold on. It has to then reject round about here. If it's going to show some strength, bang, bang, or it's going to go here, reject, and melt. It's still weak for now. It's still weak. It's still below the 200 EMA and so on. I'm going to keep it in weak. I'm not going to move it to neutral. You may argue that it could be neutral, and here's the thing, guys, right? See, on the daily type stuff, you'll probably find that the Japanese yen might even be strong right now, okay? Now, it will be strong right now in the short-term positions due to risk-off sentiment, right? Let's just have a look. I can't even remember what this is, but it could be. There we go. Look, uptrend, bullish, 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 right? Just remember, these guys are for the short term. What's happening right now, okay? I'm all about the long term, right? What's happening? Look, the overall is still weak. Look, you see what I'm saying? There's nothing strong about this at all. So what might happen is it could come here, and they've got it strong in the short term, and it then comes back up exactly as I've posted, right? So this is where trading gets a little bit complicated, because I'm still saying overall, the Japanese economy is fucked. It's still weak. Yes, it's showing some signs of strength. Yes, but it's still shit. These guys are saying bullish uptrend, blah blah blah, very bullish uptrend, and I wouldn't say that they were wrong. Look, I've shown it here. I wouldn't say that they're wrong. It's just different time frames. You have different views and different ways to approach it. All right, this is what makes trading a little bit complicated, because it's never very black and white. Okay, so I hope I haven't confused you there, but I just like to show you all sides of the coin. You know what I mean? Because it's important. So for me, in the long term, the Japanese economy is still weak. All right, but it is seeing in the short term, we are seeing signs of strength because of things like small growth within the economy and risk-off sentiment, okay? Let's go back 2 weeks. Okay. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Bearish, bearish. Bearish, but still good. New home sales, bearish. Crude oil, bearish. Bearish. Bullish. Bullish, bullish, bullish. 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 Okay, let's move on. Remember, that was 2 weeks ago. I'm just covering all. Bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish, bearish. Let's see. And non-farm payroll change, bullish. Unemployment rate bearish. I mean, it's kind of sticky, but it still came down. Unemployment's coming down. Employment's going up. Unemployment claims is down. Good. That's all great. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Right. That's all good. Yeah, let's see what we've got coming up this week. So, in terms of economy, the USD is actually looking really fucking good. But it's coming down because there's a lot of risk off. People are worried about the markets. Look, they're worried. So at this point, we may start to see things turn around. With the current data that we have being good and growing, if it continues that way, and if markets go from being risk off back to risk on, what you'll see is, you start to see this, it will change around here. Boom, 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 boom. You start to see this change, guys. All right? You will start to get that. However, we may see it come up, retest, reject here, come back down, you know, boom, like this. So we just really have to be open. Economy-wise, US numbers are really fucking good, guys. Really good. When we look at indices and stuff, let me just show you. Look, indices are flying, you know, everything's going really fucking well for the US right now. But it's just, we have to be aware, excuse me, we have to be aware of risk on and risk off sentiments geopolitically, okay? That will have a short-term effect on markets. Long-term, I would say for me, USD is still strong, it's fucking great. However, short-term, your kind of daily to weekly, it is still going to see some weakness for now, I believe. So I'm going to leave it in neutral, right? I'm just going to leave it in neutral. And I will base it on what we get. I'll play it by ear, as we say. AUD CAD, 2 shit pairs, 2 shit, 2 shit. AUD USD, let's have a look. So this is potentially what I'm looking to trade, guys. This comes up here. Rejects, enter the sell, melt, or rejects here, enter the sell, melt. Okay, so I'm looking for sells. This one's close. Euro AUD, nothing that I would take. Euro CAD, nothing that I would take. CHF, nothing that I would take. Decent. Didn't even get to this area. Retested here, and bang, away it went. Pretty decent. I'd be looking for a pullback, retest and reject, and then go. Okay, you'd only take a sell if it broke here, boom, boom. But yeah, we can get rid of that now because it's obviously it's broke that. Oh shit! Wait there, wrong one. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Euro USD. Excuse me. You could see it start, if Euro gets a little bit weaker, USD starts to come down, you could see this start pushing down, but I don't believe that'll be the case for now. I'd still see it being more more strength. This is broken above, came back, retest and rejected, and away it went. I wonder if any of you guys caught that. I didn't. Nothing there. GBP AUD, nothing. 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 Nothing yet that I would take. Nothing yet. Nah. I would be taking buys on this. I'd be waiting for the retest though. It could either retest this area here, see the small candle, large engulfing. It could retest this. Bam, bam, bam. Or I'd like to really see this retest. Alright, I'm going to put it up to that pin. I'd like to see this area retested, okay? For buys. NZD USD definitely sells. You might get. I'd like to see a deeper retest, but look, it's hit this zone and melting. But I would like to see a deeper retest. Let's see what happens. You're always going to get a pullback, right? No pullback, no entry. There's nothing I would take here. Yes, I know I'm marked up, but it's shit. I wouldn't take it. Nothing. Nothing as of yet. You need to see it break above, retest and go, then you can take it, or break below, retest and go. Okay, but there's just nothing yet for us to take. USD CAD. I would personally be buying this, but I'd really need to wait and see. You need the confirmation, so breaks here, comes up, retest, rejects, and then goes, right? Nothing. Nah, I wouldn't take that shit, but but it is buys, right? Let's see what happens. Because we need to, the thing with this is it's not just about the economy stuff, it's about the risk on, risk off sentiment, hence you're getting this up, down, up, down, up, down. US economy strong, giving you the up, risk off is giving you the down, right? So it's not, I would avoid it. Oil, just waiting for oil, see what it does. Still sells on oil, guys. I would not be buying oil. I've just marked this up for education purposes, but personally, I would not be buying oil. I'm going to remove that. I would be... Yeah. I would be selling it. Unless it changes, I would be selling it. There we go. Gold. I'm waiting for this, lads. Bish, bash, bosh. That is exactly what I'm waiting for. What I'll do is I'll put an alert right here. In fact, I'll move it up slightly. There we go. Silver. So wait, I'm going to correct this. So look, you've got the small candle, large engulfing. Once that's broken, it becomes the new support. Bish, bash, bosh. Right, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm going to put an alert on here as well. There we go. I'll move it up slightly. Copper. Okay, let's see what we've got. Daily. I wouldn't be taking it for sales. Candles are also above the 200 EMA. There's no real, you know the old small candle, large engulfing? There's no real clear signs. What I would do is probably mark this up, drag it across, right, and wait to see this happen. Let's see, I'll put an alert here as well. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens. So that hasn't, let's tidy up. Well, look, just so you know, that has already played out. Boom, boom. Right, if you put it on the weekly, that has already played out. Let me know if anyone caught it. I was away, so I didn't catch it. But look, small candle, large engulfing, mark up the zone, boom, boom. All right, beautiful trade. I will be waiting for the buys. I'll be waiting for the buys. Bish, bash, bosh. Okay. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to wrap this up now. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, pardon me, I will always be here to help you. I'm just trying to optimize my time. I have got fucking tons of work now to do. I've got an up-and-coming event on August 22nd to the 30th. If anybody wants to come and trek Mount Unjani and go to Gili Islands, tropical beautiful island, with myself and former SAS operator Lindsay Bruce, let me know. This is the last year where prices are going to be around the $3,000 mark, guys. After this year, they are increasing. The reason for that is just now, when I'm currently doing it, because I didn't take it really as a business, I haven't really run it as a business. I've just been bringing mates overseas. You know what I mean? I've been covering my own costs, yes, but that's all I've been doing. I haven't turned it into a business. The funny thing is, last week, when I done the same trek with Ollie Ollerton and Jimmy Narain, we charged those guys $10,000 each. $10,000 each, guys. Now, the interesting thing is, every single one of them at the end of the trip said they couldn't believe that trip was only $10,000. They said they would happily pay $15,000 upwards. No bullshit. Absolutely no bullshit. It was fucking unreal. Bearing in mind, some of these guys flew first class, you know, I mean, they paid 20 fucking grand just to fly over and fly back, you know, and then paid 10 grand for the trek. So the guys that have obviously got money. However, what I'm going to be doing, what I've been doing so far is I've been hiring local Indonesian companies for the guides and porters and providing the gear, which I will continue to do that, the guides and porters and blah, blah, blah. I'll continue to give all the business back to Indonesians. However, I won't be hiring the gear anymore. I'm now going to invest and purchase all my own gear. The reason for this is because I want the standard to always be the same. In Indonesia, if you go to one mountain, one of the porters and guides might have fantastic clean gear, brand new, state-of-the-art, blah, blah, blah. You then go to another mountain somewhere else, and the guy, even though you're charging people the same price, the guy's equipment's a piece of shit, and it's just a country where you'll be like, right, send me a photo to see your gear. They will send you a photograph on the day they bought the fucking gear, and you don't know that. You know what I mean? And then you get there, and the guy's had it for 4 years. It's covered in fucking mold, and you're just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? You know, that's just what it's like in Indonesia. So because I'm now going to run with this, everybody has said, Ryan, you need to make this a business. The experience has been absolutely fucking out of this world. I am going to make it a business, guys. So if anyone wants to join, this is your last year for getting on at like 3 grand. I'm telling you, after this, I don't think I'm going to quite do 10 grand outside of doing it with Ollie. When I do Ollie's, yes, I will do 10. We're actually even going to push that to 15 grand. However, yeah, next year, my prices will be going up to like 6 and 7 grand, guys, because these, I'm going to be doing it, taking it all to the next level. The level and standard that you get on my treks is next fucking level. We had people stop us, right, on the trek, the last trek, and they were like, excuse me, sir, can I just ask you something? They were people from Malaysia and Singapore and Taiwan. Like, we've seen you and your guys, cutting around with your group. You guys have radios. You guys are all in communication. You guys are very professional. I've been watching you stop, taking breaks and so on, and you're all going up together and blah, blah, blah. Like, are you running tours? And I says, well, actually, I'm not. Right now, we're just bringing friends across. But, I'm potentially going to start being an event organizer. We'll still use the Indonesians because something I am genuinely passionate about is giving all the business back to local Indonesian companies. I really love helping locals. However, yeah, I'm going to be in charge of, creating these trips for sure. 100%. So, yeah. We had so many people say that you could tell miles away we were so much more professional than other tour guides, etc., guys. And safety-wise, we are far better. You can see a Brazilian died on Mount Rinjani 2 weeks ago. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if we were there, we would have fucking went down and got her ourselves, Whereas with the local guides and tours, they're waiting for search and rescue. And it took them 4 fucking days to get to her, right? Right, I can tell you right fucking now, if she was an hour tour with myself, Ollie and Jimmy, we would have fucking went down there and got her out within hours, and that's the God's honest truth. So, yes, you can do these treks far cheaper, however, it's the level of service and quality, right? If you're going to move gold from the bank or from your house to the bank, you can hire a fucking taxi to do that, or you can pay fortunes for G4S security team to come and do it for you. You know what I mean? You get both of them are the exact same fucking thing. However, the level of service that you're going to get is completely different, and that is what people pay for. That safety factor. So, I hope you enjoyed these videos. Mark up your areas, yeah? Mark up your areas and get ready to attack the markets. Whenever I enter trades, guys, I will 100% still be giving you the signals and telling you where I've entered buys or sells or blah, blah, blah. Okay? So don't worry, even though I'm kind of fucking off live trading now, because I just can't be arsed doing it, it's a waste of time. I will still be trading, of course, and I will still be giving you guys the signals. Okay, guys? Have a great week.